Historically, higher inflation means consumers cut their spending, which makes up 70% of the U.S. economy. A drop in shopping means it's more likely that the U.S. could slide into a recession.
Of course, it's all a major concern for many families. Let's go back to Tia in Studio 32 as she takes a closer look at this.
Thank you so much. Well, families are feeling the pinch. That is for sure from every single angle. Mike Miller is a professor of economics with DePaul University and joins us now. Professor Miller, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Well, you know, one thing I think all families in America enjoy is a really good meal, and we've seen those food prices really surge. They're up about 12% right now, a little more than 12% if you compare it to last year. What's driving that surge right now?
Well, you just did the report on what's going on in Ukraine, and of course that does play into this increase in prices because Ukraine is a breadbasket for Europe, and food, of course, like wheat and so forth, goes all over the world. But we have to add in there a couple other things. Fertilizer prices have skyrocketed, and you need fertilizer to run the farms. The transportation of moving the food to the customer has gone up because of the price of diesel, and you have labor costs have gone up across the board. And then energy in general. So all of these things are playing together to cause the price of food to rise.
Let's talk about fuel. Since you mentioned diesel, the price of gas is up almost 60% year over year. Could this leave lasting impacts on our workforce?
Well, it can. We have to adjust to it, and that's the hard part. It's very hard to adjust to high gas prices in the short run as we have here. It will certainly lead more workers to try to avoid having to commute, and they will ask their employers for things like that. But we're going to have to be much more careful with our use of energy. You'll see that natural gas prices, for example, I think have gone up over 60% over the past year. Electricity's up about 13 or 14%. People are going to have to adjust the way they use their energy to make sure that they can minimize the effects of these energy prices on their household.
We've all been eyeing those interest rates, right? Because we know the Federal Reserve is likely to raise them again to try and bring down the inflation rate. Are the increases working, and what could be the immediate impacts on American families?
Well, it does take time for the Fed's policy to take effect. It takes within the first 6 months, you'll get about 40% of the effect of the change in interest rates. The Fed is doing what it has to do. It is told by law that it must help try keep general prices stable. And the tool that the Fed has comes down to two tools. They can change liquidity, which they have begun to do by reducing the size of their portfolio. But most importantly, the Fed can cause the short-run cost of money to rise. I think it is 100% sure that the Fed will raise interest rates next time they meet by 0.75%, and it may even have locked in another 0.75% increase later this year.
Professor Miller, before we let you go, you know, it's one word out there that people never want to hear. That is the word recession. I know it may be looming for some people. Some people think it's really a real thing and it's going to happen. I don't know if you want to say if that is the case, but can you talk about what families can do right now to at least protect the money that they do have?
Well, the one thing is you don't want to get into a recession where your job may be at risk, where you are further in debt than you can pay. So I think that households have to be very careful in the control of their household debt, and they should look for other options of ways that they can get income on the side if they have to deal with a downturn. Maybe it's a temporary. I'm hoping that there will be no recession. The signals are mixed, and some very reputable forecasters are saying we're not going to go into recession, we're just going to weaken. But let's assume that we do, then we have to hope that it's a short one, and that's where you want to make sure that you have saving on the side and that you don't have much debt you're dealing with.
All right, very well said. Let's hope you're right that we don't go into a recession.
Yeah.
Professor Mike Miller with DePaul University, it's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.